Minecraft gamers, it's time. After weeks and weeks of crawling slowly through armadillo update after armadillo update, I can't believe it. We kicked today's snapshot video off with the armadillo friend because for better or for worse, the armadillo seems to be in a fully complete state, or at least there hasn't been any big changes this week around. I saw some questions about it and not taking any damage when it's in this ball form. Is that a little weird? Is it a buggy? No. This is intentional. It's called the Dillo Ball. Come on, Dillo Ball. Get with the vibe. It's awesome. On the other hand, once you find an armadillo and scoot with that little buddy enough times, then you get the armadillo scoot. Inside of the crafting table, there is still the undieable, unshifted wolf armor. However, plus 11 armor. Has it always been that? I lost its time for science, a tiny bit of it. So the dog, inside of this snapshot, there's no mention in the changelog of it having a health buff. However, in the preview changelog for last week, there was talks of the health buff coming to the dog very soon. In last week's preview, the armadillo was caught up on Minecraft Bedrock Edition and put to perfect parity, or at least I believe. When it comes to parity, a little bit of a technically bit on the dog here, but wolves can now withstand the same amount of damage as in Java. Then there's like basically what goes on. The part that gets juicy. To ensure the healing rate remains consistent, the health restored by feeding wolves has doubled. Additionally, maximum health of tamed wolves has been increased from 20 to 40. Now, according to that changelog, to get the dogs to maximum health, they will need to be fed, and it looks like this dog is at max health already, having existed before. So the armadillo, dog armor, and wolf changes, even though in this snapshot it doesn't look like there's any. Expect some soon, I guess. Not today, realistically, there is one big boy, the big kahuna. You already know I had to get this boy fresh out of the dry cleaner for. Is it technical the changes? Okay, so interestingly, I wanted to talk about this real quick here because it looks like a whole lot of like optimization is going into Minecraft. Now, I don't know what that means. Maybe it means like, hey, they just want to finally make the game run a little bit better. No need for Optifine. Or whatever's coming next, tinfoil hat time. I mean, look, maybe this is wishful thinking, but so far, Minecraft 1.21 is essentially one structure. It's maybe what's coming next is going to be very, very big. And with that, perhaps, very, very resource intensive, demanding as well. Needing a whole lot of optimization to be able to be fully implemented into vanilla Minecraft. Speaking of what's coming next, stay tuned. We'll talk about it later, but we might already kind of know what to expect in the next snapshot already. Alright, so next up, let's rewind a little bit and get to that juicy brand new feature, the Vault. Late last week, in the Minecraft monthly episode that dropped on the Minecraft channel, the next 1.21 feature was revealed. They basically teased it inside of this video, and I can't lie, I like it. I like the idea of them teasing individual feature by individual feature, one at a time. Hey, wait, was that a new key? Alright, so let's see if I get lucky here. I already broke that one, and I broke that one too. Anyways, the trial key. Right now, one of the most intriguing pieces of loot reward that you can find inside of the trial chamber. This thing is a brand new, beautiful looking key. Look at that thing. The texture on the top, it now looks a little bit more like tough, and the eyes, they're like more coppery than ever before. What do you think? I think it looks clean. Now, aside from the aesthetic change of the trial key item, how you actually obtain this thing has not changed at all, at least not in this week's snapshot. If you're looking for the trial key, try taking on some of the trials, or maybe breaking some of the pots open that you'll find in the trial chamber too. Next up, the vault, the brand new block. So this trial chamber that we're looking at right now is an old trial chamber. I generated this trial chamber before the vault block was officially announced and even existed. Looking around here, it looks like we've got normal chests. Inside of the secret room right there, a lot of deep dark, but normal chests. Ooh, and real quick, this big circle room, that's the notable one. There's a normal chest right there. What I want to do here is take a look around at the trial because I'm not sure how they implemented this vault. After that, sliding back over to the main menu, we're going to go ahead and recreate this exact world and check out that exact same trial chamber. So this world right here is kind of a beautiful world. I picked a random one and went with the very first one that I got for the snapshot season. Where I just was, where I built that beautiful sign, was like right over there. I think the chamber, if it generates in the same spot, which it should be right under this village. Locate the structure, trial chambers. Yes, absolutely. No changes to where the trial chambers will generate in this snapshot. However, as I start to get closer to this thing, right off the bat, I notice it. You remember the skeleton room with the chest at the top of the thing and the chest near the bottom? Oh, they've been swapped out for the vault, replaced entirely. Sure enough, sure looks like I'm still seeing a whole lot of deep dark in here. The barrels are definitely here. What about over here? Isn't there like a secret chest or something? Or is that just a cut through? Yeah, I think I'm just ruining somebody's house. Whoops. Okay, over here in the starting room, it looks like the chest up top has been replaced with a vault. Very cool. I like how it lights up when we get close. And then over here, we've got plain old standard old chest still. We didn't check this room in the previous world, but check this out. Very familiar looking with like the bouncy platforms, and instead of a chest up top, we now have a vault right there. Very interesting. And then last but not least, I mean, we kind of already know what's gonna happen at this point, but let's check this room because why not? Sure enough, a vault right there, and then inside of this thing, a vault right there. Haha, so that's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna replace a lot of the chests, more specifically the good chests, with the vault. Alright, so back inside of our OG snapshot world that surprisingly, for some reason, ran a little bit smoother than the new one. Listen. It's quiet, it's subtle, it's almost like a campfire or something, but the vault block is going to emit brand new sounds, and when you walk up to it, oh, the mouth opens up. That's so cool looking, and then a special sound. Now, because I'm a player in survival and I have never unlocked that vault before, once I get a little bit closer to this vault, check out the particles. They're gonna kind of like almost drift from me over into the vault, saying, hey, come here, come check this thing out. However, if I walk up to it in survival with an empty hand and interact, nothing happens at all. If you caught that Minecraft Monthly, you know what comes next. Trial key. Let's say I had a trial key. Maybe I took on the trial, I found the thing, then I want to go over to the vault, the real reward. So check this out. Let's look at the details of this block. Around the top edge, you can see a little outline, and sure enough, I can punch the block, which means I'm close enough to interact with it. However, because that mouth isn't open, I can't use the key. As soon as I move within 3 or so blocks, it seems, of this spawner, the mouth flips open, and because I've never interacted with it before, I have an option to use the key to unlock it. If I use the key to unlock this block, the mouth closes and loot is begun to spit out at the top of this thing. Not just one thing. No, I'm generous. We have enchanted iron, mending, okay, and a golden horse armor. Now, in the meantime, the vault is now completely grayed out. It's closed, it's like smoking, it's done. And for me, how this vault block is going to work, one key and one interaction, and it's all over. Now this vault block, it's interesting. Right now, the loot table is currently pulling from the reward loot table of the trial chamber structure. If we take a look at the inside of the thing, we can kind of get a hint as to what we could maybe potentially get from the vault. We can see emerald, a whole lot of enchanted iron, enchanted books, horse armor, you know, kind of like just standard basic loot. This block is also technically speaking a rotational block. However, in survival Minecraft, oh listen. Oh, it's heavy. In survival Minecraft, even with the worst pickaxe in the entire game, this thing is not going to be mineable. Yeah, what I'm saying is it's impossible to mine, just like the trial spawner. Or, well, I guess technically it is possible to mine, but it mines really, really, really slow, and when you mine it, you get absolutely nothing from it, so just don't mine it. Another interesting property you may be wondering about when it comes to this block is its explosiveness. Is this block going to be able to be exploded by TNT? Well, absolutely not. It's just like obsidian or bedrock or whatever. You cannot blow this block up, ever. While I've been messing around at this snapshot, I don't know, I have like a fixation on sounds. I like a good clean sound, and just walking around like I love it. I love the sounds right here of this thing like clicking on and then clicking off and clicking on again, and all of the items spinning around in there too. It's such a cool way to show off what you could like maybe get. It's a little bit of a tease, not gonna lie, if you place this thing down and see like, oh, maybe there's a diamond, and then you unlock it and get like enchanted iron. Yeah, you little bit lame, but still kind of beautiful. Whoa. Oh, you're just gonna give me everything that time. All right. So it seems like it's like kind of hit and miss, if you will. Sometimes you're gonna get loaded up with like so much loot, and then other times you're gonna get like maybe 1-2 things. Using the key, what do we get? Enchanted iron, enchant the book, and an apple. Oh, okay. Probably one of the things you're most curious about is the loot and how it works every time. So let's go ahead and unlock 5 different vaults and just see what we go ahead and get. We'll take a quick look at each pile one by one, and fingers crossed we end up with at least something good. So, for loot pile number 1, we're looking at a little bit of enchanted iron, an enchanted book, a little bit of emeralds, and a broken shield. Looking at loot pile number 2, it already looks a little bit better. We get a little bit more enchanted diamonds, not bad right there. Enchanted book, enchanted iron, enchanted book, not bad again. Walking up to loot pile number 3, it looks despicable this time. No, this is really terrible. The worst one so far. Next up, give me loot pile number 4. We get our very first pickaxe of the world, and then some enchanted books. It's not the best. And last but not least, loot pile number 5. Enchanted iron, enchanted golden apple, and a book. So as we could see, there are varying quantities of items, alas, but do not fear. The loot right there, according to the changelog itself, is temporary and will be completely revised as development continues. At this point in the game, I fully expect snapshots week to week to get a little bit more interesting here. Now that we have our first brand new surprise 1.21 feature, well then again, I guess other than the key, but now that we have surprise features, I fully expect the stuff to be changed week to week. So subscribe and tap like. Now the next thing you might be wondering about is a little bit of a survival playtest. How does it feel? So in a different world right here, let's go ahead and take on this single trial chamber room, see if we can get ourselves any keys, and see what we can get from the treasure, from the blocks that I kind of already broke, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We ignore that part. Alright, so first things first, my strategy here. Before the breeze drops into this world, this water bucket has got to go. That one is the most annoying one in the entire room. After that, it's time for the strays. I think they were stepping on a magma blocks down there. Bye, buddies. Haha, try and find away from it. Oh, you're not smart enough. I got you there. Oh, yes, I was going to wonder any key, but yes. Now, inside of this chamber, it looks like we have the stray. That was probably the most annoying. Next up, let's take on the zombie. Piece of cake. All I need to do is take my time. Anyways, I don't even need a bow. I'll just take these things out slowly but surely. Breezy boy in the background, you don't deal enough damage. You don't scare me, buddy. Breezy boy in the background, get out of here. Who are you? I don't like you. This is you fool. You're not very smart at all. We got the water drop down over here. That's a little bit annoying. We can go ahead and get rid of it nice and easily, though. You might be the last friend from this thing. I think you definitely are. What do we get? Another key. Okay, I like to see it. That's nice. It gets a little bit better now. And finally, last but not least, the final mob inside of this trial that has officially been chambered. Excuse me, buddy. Did you get more health or something? No? Okay. Anyways, last mob. What do we get? Alrighty, so with all of that done and dusted for the next 30 minutes, now, as we discovered, we've got 2 vaults inside of this room. Vault number 1, baby, be generous to me. I guess the loot in the grand scheme of things technically doesn't matter, but oh my god, how many horses do you think I own? So many horses. An armor that's worse than what I have on, no way. Alrighty then, give me some better loot up here, please. Better loot, please. Better loot, oh, a shield, okay, probably used too. A little bit of enchanted books and a horse armor, and even more horses, oh boy. You're a big fan of the, oh, okay, that one's okay. Big fan of the horses though, eh? So that's kind of a look into the vault. One final big thing to note is if other players have already unlocked the vault, well, you yourself still can unlock the vault. You see, this brand new chest has been designed with multiplayer in mind. This kind of meant to be a solution to the whole like, oh, I found an end city, but I'm on a server and it's already been raided. According to none other than King B-Dogs himself, the vault is currently only inside of the trial chambers, but they do have the idea of maybe in the future considering it for other structures too. What do you think? Do you think the vault should be in other structures, making the trial chambers like actually a proper destination you gotta stop at before you get your elytra? Speaking of the king himself, over on his Twitter, he's given us quite a few interesting insights into the next phase of 1.21 development, the key, and the chamber. For a tiny bit more into those interesting insights, slide over to this video next. It's all about the vault and the big announcement and maybe some things coming soon. Last but not least today, at least I think we basically hit it all in the vault. Last but not least, Mosh, the designer, or at least one of the designers behind the trial chambers, managed to trick and remove and delight a couple of developers with the new tricks. Nothing planned for snapshots quite yet, but very soon. Oh, I love it. As it stands, the trial chambers is already a really interesting structure, but let's say they could even add in like a quarter more rooms, combine that with variation that happens, and oh boy, this structure is gonna get even more interesting. And the sounds of more dangerous traps, I love it. So the Minecraft, the 1.21 vault block, what do you think so far? And more importantly, what kind of loot should maybe drop out of this thing? Call it down below. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Next up, if you haven't yet, check out yesterday's video. It was pretty cool, and I think I might stream this stuff this Friday. So keep your eyes out. It's been me, Waddles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.